Hey everyone, and welcome to the first chapter of ActionVFX's Intro to Nuke course. I'm Doug Hogan, a VFX Nuke compositor that's been working in the feature film industry for over 18 years now. And in this course, I'll be showing you how to take this and turn it into this. Now, how do we get from A to B? Well, it all starts in this chapter. We'll set the foundation for everything you need to know about the Foundry's Nuke Compositing software, its interface, how to navigate it effectively, and its node-based approach that sets it apart from layer-based compositing systems like After Effects, for example. You'll also get hands-on experience setting up your first project, loading an image sequence, converting those files, essential housekeeping tasks for any compositor to know and master. And if you're an ActionVFX subscriber, well, this chapter is just the beginning. And if you're not, well, subscribe and be sure to check out the rest of this course as we unlock the Foundry's Nuke for you and take a shot from ActionVFX's amazing free practice footage library and turn it into something entirely new and great. All, of course, with the help of the ActionVFX Essentials library and a bunch of other offerings. So let's open up Nuke and get started. Well, this is Nuke. If you haven't opened it up before, let's go over a few navigational things. So you're going to be holding down, so I'm on a PC, so I'm going to be holding down Alt and left click is going to be dragging it around. Scroll wheel scrolls in and out, and that's basically it. It's a 2D node-based compositing tool. You're going to notice that if you're familiar with After Effects, one of the biggest things that is different between Nuke and After Effects is, of course, we don't have layers, at least not in the main workspace. We have these little things called nodes. So it is a node-based compositing software. So that means the way that we follow the direction of what are these? These are called node trees. We go top to bottom and then left to right. So just like the English language is kind of always the way I thought about it. You read top to bottom, left to right. Another thing is let's go through. This is a base comp right here. So we have just some blank nodes. These right here are called read nodes. So you'll see that I have read in a little mood board right here to kind of give you an idea of the type of shot I'm aiming to shoot for. Something a lot of mood, a lot of fog, all sorts of really nice elements that we can use from the ActionVFX library. So let's go ahead and start bringing some stuff in. Another thing that we'll see over here is one of the things I've already brought in, of course, are these little tentacles. So these were all done in a stable diffusion, and then ran a background removal thing. Just still images. These are hyper detailed. We will not see these. As you can see from the mood board, we're going to have just little hints of things going through. But it'll be a cool Cthulhu monster, Cloverfield, and also just some different atmospheric treatments from. This is a still from The Arrival, which is a fantastic movie as well. We got some Harry Potter right here, which I really like the greens in this very kind of monochromatic but moody. And this is an ActionVFX shot, so we're gonna have some action in there as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and start bringing things in. So the footage we're going to be using for this, you're going to hit tab, and then you're going to type in READ, and this is going to make a read node. This is it's going to open up your source and see what type of files you want to bring in. I'm going to be bringing in this plate right here. And one thing to notice is this is a PNG sequence. So Nuke really loves image sequences. It can handle QuickTime files, MP4s, MOVs, things like that. But it's a feature film compositing software. And in the feature film industry, we run everything by image sequences. So that's what it's just kind of coded towards. And so you'll see right here, I've downloaded this clip from the ActionVFX library, converted into a PNG sequence, and then we just click open. And in a moment, there you go. We now have our our read. So this is the shot that we're gonna be working with. This is gonna be the whole base, and it's this really fun shot. Right here, you're gonna select your read node and press 1 on your keyboard, and that's gonna bring up the viewer. You can load, this is the first image buffer is what this is called. And if you select another read node, say our mood board, and you hit 2, well, now you have a second image buffer. Now, if you just hit 1, you go to the first, and 2, you go to the second image buffer. So you can kind of see what we're going to be going for here. We have this cool, I go over here in this viewer over here, and I hit play. And you're going to see it plays very slowly because we're loading the image sequences into the memory of the machine. So after it caches, it plays really fast. So you can see I can kind of click around and restart it. But we're going to be having the soldier firing off right now into nothing, but we're going to put some stuff there because we're compositors. And I thought it'd be fun to, I don't know, have maybe a giant, as he's like running away, you'll see around 150, 160, somewhere around here. All of a sudden, he kind of looks like he trips. But we're going to make this kind of an explosion moment. And I thought it'd be really fun if we had like this big foot, kind of this tentacle foot. Maybe this guy right here just kind of come in and crush this car. So it's going to be a really fun shot. And then we have a little watermark back here. So one thing that we have to do before we really start is I'm going to hit the X on the read, and I'm going to click in the node graph, which this is called, and you'll hear me refer to this as the DAG. It is DAG stands for directed acyclic. It's such a hard word. A cyclic graph. I don't know what a cyclic means. I could probably Google it, but that is just what it's called, and this is your workspace. Now we're going to be setting up our project in a few different ways. We're going to click in the DAG. We're going to hit S, and that means we're going to bring up our project settings. So there's a few things we want to set right here. One is our frame range, which you can see at 232 is when that watermark comes up. So we're going to make our in-frame 232. This is our frame range right here. And then we're also going to set our full size format. This is super important because this is basically your canvas that you're going to be working in. So we're going to be clicking this button, and you're going to be seeing it already loaded. I'm looking over in the viewer at the 2048 by 858. That's the size of our base footage. So we're going to be clicking 2048 by 858. Click there, close. Don't worry about any of the other settings. We won't be using that for this intro course. Just click 0, and there we go. So now the project is all set up, and we're going to be now starting to use some nodes. So I wanted to go over a few of the nodes that we're going to be using quite a bit during all this time. So one of them is the grade node. So we're going to hit G. G is the hotkey that will automatically pull up the grade node. And this is your main color node. There's a whole bunch of color nodes, which we'll go over in a second. But this is always the base one that I like to use. So I encourage you guys to start simple and then work up from there. Which that will all make sense in a little bit as we get more and more complicated. But I want to just put this on here quick because I want to demonstrate what a node-based compositing system is. So if you're familiar with After Effects, you'll it's layers of paper kind of is what I think about it. You layer on the different elements. It's really no different in Nuke. However, we're going to be following this node tree. So I'm going to zoom in right here. This little handle right here. This is what we hook into our footage or the node above it whenever we want to hook this in. And I'm going to click the grade node, and I'm going to press 1 because now my viewer is on this node. If my viewer is up here and I start messing with the color, nothing happens because I'm not viewing that. But if I come down here and I press the grade node, well, then if I gain it up, there you go, we make it brighter. Or maybe I bring the gamma down, we increase the contrast. Or maybe I want to change the color altogether. Well, that's where this little color wheel comes in. And if you come over here and you click that color wheel, you can drag it around. make it all sorts of trippy colors. We won't be doing that right now, but you kind of get the idea. You can do it in this big circle, this colorful circle. If you click in here and you hold down Control, you can also weight these things. So, see if I don't hold any buttons, I just click on this. I have kind of free range to do whatever I want. Say I have like the value I want, and I just kind of want to rotate it. Well, if you hold down Control and then you click it again, you'll see that now all I can do is just kind of rotate, right? But if I hold down Shift, now I'm stuck to this. So just the value of that color. So those are two buttons that you'll find handy as you're going through. You can also adjust the color sliders up and down here. Bring up the blue, you get more blue. This slider right here is for the alpha of the image, if we're affecting the alpha, which we are not, because you'll see all of these nodes, you're going to see usually at the top, this channels button right here. So these are called knobs, and this channel knob is telling me that this grade node is going to be affecting the red, green, and blue channels, not the alphas. So if we grab there and we want to affect the red, green, blue, and alpha, well, we're going to click the R, G, B, and A, which of course, RGB stands for red, green, blue, and A is for alpha. And you're going to see now we have in this knob right over here, we have the alpha. So now this is selected. Now if we move this up and down, well, you're not going to see anything, right? But if you click over in the viewer, and this is going to be very important as well, we can also go through the different color channels. So click in your viewer, click R for red. These are all of the reds in your image. Now hit G for green. These are all your greens. And blue is B. And those are all combined. I'm going to hit one of those buttons twice, or hit A twice. There you go. And now we're going to go back to our main image. You're going to see as I do this too, this is very important, right up here in your viewing window. When I hit R, well, this layer changes to R. When I hit G, we go to green and blue. So you can select these through the hotkeys, or you can just click the drop down. And of course, then if we hit A, we now have our alpha. So in this grade node, because now we're telling the node that I want you to have access to the alpha, I might want to do some stuff. Well, you're going to click this alpha and you can bring it down. And now it can't go above 1 because you can't have more than white, but we can bring it down. And the more you bring this down, the more transparent your image is going to be. So we want this to be a solid alpha, so we're just going to keep that there. Another button that you can click to is Y. Y is luminance. So this is going to be showing you the brightest values and the darkest values in a grayscale image. They also have matte overlay. This is sometimes used for utility stuff. Don't worry about it. Just click right back there, and we're going to go back to the RGB. Some more housekeeping, just so we can get this project ready to go. We are going to be setting up some settings that I like. I'm going to recommend for you guys. So if you go up to the Edit button right up here, and you go down to Preferences, you're going to click that. It's going to pop this open. There's a few different preferences that I like to change whenever if I install Nuke on a new computer. These are always the things that I go through and start tweaking. First thing is going to be the appearance. You can go through here and you can change background colors if you want. I will typically just kind of leave these alone, but you guys should know that just in case you want to maybe increase your font size for your computer, things like that. Control panels. Control panels is very interesting. So normally, let's show what it is by default. So this is going to be reopen X like new panel. That's usually going to be on. And floating color picker is usually going to be in panel color picker. So you're seeing all the settings I've already tweaked. Now, what does this mean? So if I have this checked on and I go back to my grade node and I double click, oh, now it opens up as a new panel because I have that set. but normally what will happen is you're gonna have this. Let's open a view the workspaces. Normally you're gonna have a properties panel that's going to be popping up over here. But if you have this off like here, and I just want this to open up, this is how I've always used it. I've been using Nuke for a very long time, since like Nuke 2.0. So this is how it always was. So this is how I like it. But other people will have it like stacked in the different panels. So you can have that as if you want, but you can also have it like me if you like as well. So we're gonna hit close. And the in color picker. So actually, let's open up that gray node again. So if I click this and I have this on, well, now I don't have that other pop-up that gives me the color wheel, right? It keeps it all within the panel. I don't like this because it's very small. So what I've always liked is a floating color picker. So when we click that, it pops it out here. And now I can see everything very nice and clearly, just a preference. So you guys can have that as well. What else do I like to change? I like to change, let's scroll through here. Here we go. Arrows. Arrows is another thing that when I was first starting, this was like one of the first things that was always recommended for me to do. So again, we started talking about how we composite with top to bottom and left to right. Well, you know, there's always an exception to the rule, and Nuke doesn't require you to do this, but it's just good practice. And what you can do to make sure that you do that is you can set these arrows. So I have the left arrow set to red and the up arrow set to red. That means that in my DAG, if I start dragging my arrow this way, well, look, it's red. Or I have it up and it's red. It's basically a red stop. Don't do that. That's what Nuke is telling me. You're going the wrong direction. You're going the wrong way down the road. So these are just different housekeeping things that kind of help you keep your nodes and your Nuke script nice and tidy. So that's another thing I want to talk about. Keeping your nodes and your Nuke script nice and tidy. Super important. Let me click OK on here. There you go. All right. It is very, very important for you to keep everything flowing. You don't want what is called a spider's web, or some people might call it a bowl of spaghetti. Spaghetti is yummy, but you don't want it in your Nuke in your Nuke graph because it makes it so complicated to follow. So say let's bring this guy over here. You can just start attaching nodes. Like I'm just hitting G over and over again. G G G G G. And oh, I want it great over here too. See how this is starting to get really wonky. It's you have to be able to when you're examining and working a Nuke. It's super important that you make it very easily readable. So you understand what nodes are working in what order and what nodes are doing what together. This is going to help you with debugging. This is going to help you with just kind of getting into the creative flow of Nuke. So it's very important to be nice and tidy. One of those little tools that helps you do that is called the dot node. Now you can click again in the tab and you can hit period. And now you have this little dot. Now this dot may not look like much, but I promise you it's very powerful because you can just go ahead and slide this in. And now your node graph's got a little elbow. Now you can get these right angles, these very clean lines, right? And don't worry if you don't want to press period and drag it in. If you want to just kind of do this free form, well, if you hold down Control, now you have these little yellow dots everywhere. Now that means whatever you click, boom, turns into a dot. And this can be very helpful. And you're going to see me do this a lot when I'm organizing things. That's a very important hotkey for you guys to realize and remember. So write it down. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys too is if you ever want to disconnect a node. Now this is a fun piece of code that somebody at the Foundry put in there a few versions back, and I was so happy when they did because there used to be a compositing software well before Nuke, first compositing software that I learned. It was called Shake. And it was called Shake because it had this really fun way of disconnecting nodes, which was by clicking the node and shaking it. Now, Shake went away. Shake was part of Apple, and they decided to sunset the software and exit the VFX field. We were very sad to see them go because that was the only piece of software we had at the time. But luckily, Digital Domain was making their own in-house tool, which was Nuke, well before it was bought by the Foundry and turned into the piece of software that it is today. But a little bit of that code kind of survived from Shake into Nuke. And now, a few versions back, somebody added in this fun feature that, let's put a node right in the middle of it. You're going to see it. If you click and you drag and you shake it, haha, it disconnects. You don't have, before, what you'd have to do, it was so annoying. You had to, if you wanted to unhook this, you had to like bring this over to the side, click here, bring this off. Such a pain. It's so much nicer just shake and drag, shake and bake. So so that's how to extract nodes from the tree. Another thing that you can do if you want to insert a node from the tree, well, let's just click and drag. Now it's just in there. Another piece of housekeeping tool that I like to use a lot, and we will use a lot during this project, is going to be the backdrop node. So if you select all your nodes and you hit Tab, and now I'm going to start typing in backdrop, or you're going to hit this right here. You click it, and it's going to basically just choose a random color for you and frame those nodes that you had selected in this nice randomly colored backdrop node. Now, if you want to change the color, or better yet, even add a label so you understand what these nodes are, you can just double click. Double click opens up everything in Nuke. And this little swatch up here, right? Tile color. Click that guy, and then we have this panel, this color picker pop up, and now we can turn it into any color we want. What do you guys want? I don't know. Let's go, sure, blue. Now, if you want to add a label to this, we want to know what this is. Well, this is our main footage, right? So we're going to click. We're going to click in the label and start typing main footage. Now we can change now maybe this font is too big, or you want to bold it. Well, you just click bold, maybe italicize. I guess this Verdana doesn't. Oh, it does. Yay. You just click that. And then if you want it to be smaller, just change this 42 to 30. Another fun fact, do you know why everything defaults to 42? And 42 is a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 42, the answer to everything. So this is the reason I mention all these fun little things about Nuke is because a big part of Nuke and a big thing that differentiates it from other pieces of compositing software beyond, After Effects and all that stuff is Nuke, again, started at Digital Domain. And you would have this pop-up that said Nuke, and the little bottom corner of it, as you're loading the software, said for artists, by artists. So this is a tool that started out being coded and created by artists. So you'll find all sorts of little funny things in there. It also informed a lot of the choices they made because they listened to their compositors and said, what do you like? What helps you work faster? What helps you make a super clean image? And so you're going to find all sorts of tools that do this. This project that we're going to be doing here is going to be covering a pretty big wide range of tools, but I'm going to try to keep it to the basic core tools. And the next chapter of this series is going to go. That's exactly what we're going to cover. We're going to cover those core nodes beyond, just the gray node and the read node. These are very important nodes. We're going to be using a lot of them, but we have a ton to show you. And in between now and then, if you want to explore, well, you can just hit either one, two things. Tab, again, tab is kind of like your universal search button. You can just bring it up and type whatever you want. Here we just have backdrop. It always remembers the last thing that you selected. Click that out of there. You also have this toolbar over the side. Now we have all of these nodes here. Let's just click through. We've got, Roto. We're going to be using Roto quite a bit. We've got some retiming things, which are fun. Shuffle, we're going to be using that a lot. Copy, it's going to be another one that we're going to be digging into in the next chapter. We have a whole bunch of, what is this guy? Graph tools, color tools. Okay, filters, blurs, erodes, glows, all that stuff. We then have our color keys. Basically, we could just keep going on and on and on. 3D tools. We won't be covering that, but maybe in a future course. But that's very powerful 3D tools in here, especially the particles. Particles are very fun. Now we also have these deep tools. This is for deep compositing. This is important for CG assets for layering things. We won't be going into that, but if you want to dig in deeper, that's an area that I would highly suggest you guys do. We have stereo tools for when we're doing stereoscopic work. We don't do that much anymore in feature films, to be totally honest. I think the stereo thing has kind of died. Uh, really kind of hope I'm right because it's a lot. Then we have like metadata tools. We have some. This is a toolbar, so these are going to be your own specific user tools. Now, you can add in your own tools into the sidebar here that you use frequently and that you make, and we're going to be showing you some of the stuff that I've made throughout the course of this. We have some audio tools. That's right. You can do audio reads, asset tools, backdrops. These are a lot of kind of housekeeping tools. Sticky notes. That's another really important one. Sticky notes are great. You can click it here, or as you can see from the hotkey there, Alt N. So let's make a sticky note. Click on the DAG. Click Alt N. And there you go. And a sticky note is exactly what it sounds like. Just a little post-it that you can add in little notes for people. Like this is the part of the script that he had that yada yada yada. You can explain things. That's a really important thing with compositing as well, especially when you're working in a studio, is that you notate everything, that you keep things organized and easily readable, and you explain things. So this is very helpful with this, and you can make this bigger by clicking down and just adding a bunch of white space, and then it'll keep adding in. You can resize backdrops. I probably should cover that too before we end this first chapter. It's a little corner right here. You can click and drag the corner, and you can resize the footage based on those, the backdrop based on those corners, which is really fun. Click that over there. This is the part of the script. Yada yada. Love it. And then another tool that we're going to be using that I'm very excited about during all of this is the Foundry has been low key putting in a whole bunch of machine learning tools into Nuke for quite a while. And we're going to be playing with some of them to do things. It's called object segmentation, but it's really basically rotoscoping, auto rotoscoping. So this little toolbar over here, you can see it's called the Cattery, and wonderful name. And this is where a whole bunch of custom machine learning, soft AI tools exist. So we're going to be using some Cattery tools in this project for doing depth estimation. So we're going to be generating depth passes for our footage, which is going to be really, really fun. It's going to help us integrate some things. We have in-painting. In-painting is, for those who are not familiar, it's a way of telling the computer, I want to remove this object, and then it'll basically fill in the gap with its best guess. So it's not fantastic, but it is pretty darn good. Just like with any machine learning or AI tool, there really is no magic bullet. There's still a big human element that goes into all this stuff. So we're going to be exploring that in this course as well. Segmentation. This is what we were talking about before. Segment anything. We have a few different ones that we can play with. Background matting. This one's fine-tuned specifically for green screens, so it's not going to really help us with this. But segment anything is going to help us quite a bit because we're going to be able to do things like isolating out this car, isolating out this soldier, and basically breaking this image apart so that we can then have full control over the layering and element integration, which is a big part of compositing. You want to have full control over your image and be able to do all sorts of really fun things. So we're going to be using all of those tools. VIT mat. This is really good for hair. If you guys want to play with that, we don't have hair here. So those are all the tools that we're going to be using to during the length of this course to generate a really cool shot. It's going to be inspired, by this mood board right here. So I'm really excited to kind of jump in and get things going. And we're going to be exploring Nuke throughout this entire part. It can be a little intimidating at first, and that's okay. We're going to break this into small chunks, and by the end of this, I'm hoping that you're going to feel much more comfortable in Nuke. You're going to know all of the main tools, and you're going to see me in real time put together a pretty neat, hopefully neat. I hope it's cool. Shot at the very end. And before we go to, I just want to encourage you guys. We're going to be using, of course, this footage right here is from the ActionVFX library. Head on over to actionvfx.com. My, oh my, do they have so many amazing things. And we're going to be using quite a bit of them through the course of this. This footage is from the free practice footage that they have here. So many things to choose from for you guys to play with. This is our footage right here. Just to really sharpen your skills as compositors. That's what this whole course is about, and that's what ActionVFX is about. To help the compositors sharpen their skills and give them all of the assets and tools that they need to make these just really cool shots. And the depth of their catalog is just kind of mind-blowing. There's nobody else out there that has this amount of both awesome free footage, but also I mean, so many 2D assets that we're going through here. I mean, just look at these categories. It's pretty amazing. And we're going to be using quite a bit of these. We're going to be using the fog. I mean, using quite a bit of fog. And then we're going to be using, what else we got? Some explosions, of course. Actually, some exploding debris. That's going to be fun. We got, and keep scrolling. I mean, it's just absolutely mind-blowing how much stuff that they have there. Some trash. Yeah, maybe we'll have some trash blowing through there. That could be cool. Dust explosions. We're just going to be layering a whole bunch of elements on top of this to give a really cool, deep, dynamic, exciting shot at the very end. And ActionVFX has all of the resources we need. So I'm very lucky to have full access to all this stuff. You're very lucky to have ActionVFX out there. So please go ahead and visit them. If you haven't created an account, create an account. Again, they have a ton of free things for you to download, and also some paid assets, a very deep catalog of stuff. Ooh, Falling Ashes. We're going to use that too. So I will see you all next time, and we're going to be digging deeper into the shot, and we're going to start going over all those core nodes and put together and pull all of those amazing assets from ActionVFX and assembling a shot that I think you all find very cool. Great job completing Chapter 1. That wasn't so scary, was it? And you now have a solid understanding of Nuke's interface, how to navigate around it, and also how to set up your first project. In this chapter, we covered everything from navigating key panels in the user interface to converting video files and image sequences, and why. Now, with this foundation, you're ready to explore the heart of Nuke, its core nodes. And in Chapter 2, we'll be delving into those essential nodes you'll be using daily as a compositor. We'll start with the simple ones: reads, merges, and transforms. And more will come as we go. And you'll learn also how to create a clean and efficient comp workflow, which is extremely important for any compositor to be great at. So can't wait for you all to join me in the next chapter, and I'll see you next time. Bye.